feet. How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? That's from Anchorman.
Yep.
Yeah. I should do some of those sometimes.
Do it.
Anchorman. Okay, Jenny, here comes the intro.
Okay.
You're listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Grow Clinton is a 501c6 nonprofit economic, community development, and tourism organization based in Clinton, Iowa. For more information, visit growclinton.com. Again, that's growclinton.com. Now, back to the show. What's happening, all you amazing people out there in podcast land? Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for tuning in to another episode of the Grow Clinton podcast. If you don't subscribe to this podcast, what are you doing with your life? You can check us out on Buzzsprout, iTunes, Amazon, YouTube, wherever you grab your podcasts. We are there. Just search Grow Clinton Podcast. Again, that's Grow Clinton Podcast. As always, I am your host, Andy Sokolovich, President and CEO of Grow Clinton. Joined in the studio by Jenny Home from our office. Jenny, what's happening?
I'm just loving these candidate podcasts.
Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. Yeah, it's a great opportunity. We're interviewing those that are running for both city election in the city of Clinton and Comanche and school board election in Clinton schools and Comanche schools. So today is no exception. We have another council candidate running for city election. You're running for at-large, correct? Is that
Correct.
What it is? Okay,
Clinton.
Cool. We will introduce that voice here in a second. But before we do, Jenny, we got sponsors.
And as you know, I love them.
Yeah, we got another one. Lyondell Basell.
Woo-hoo! That's just happened since this morning.
Yeah, Lyondell is going to be a sponsor here. I got to work with their team, and we'll have some things to include as far as a little audio snippet they're going to send us.
Oh, wow.
So I'm very excited about that.
Fancy.
That'll make faux. Mic check, Jenny. This mic check's courtesy of Citizens First Bank, making your finances and our audio here on the podcast crystal clear. These brand new mics you're listening to for the Grow Clinton podcast are proudly sponsored by the bank that's always in tune with our community. Find them at gocfb.bank, banking as it should be with Citizens First Bank. Member FDIC. That's Foxtrot, Delta, India, Charlie, FDIC. I know I have to say that.
Military man.
Legally, right?
Yeah.
And AgCraft Printwear and Sully Sports. AgCraft has been in the custom apparel business since 1974. Geez, 1974. Over the years, they've just been a small family-run business, Jenny, serving the Clinton area. But now, boom! Global with cutting-edge operations that serve teams and companies all over the United States and the world for all of your custom printwear needs. Any kind of tchotchke item you need, whether it be cheerleading uniforms,
Yes.
sports uniforms, custom hoodies, maybe some Carhartt jackets for those people that are working outside and
That's
the
great.
brisk winters here in Clinton, Iowa.
Good idea.
AgCraftUSA.com, AgCraftUSA.com.
Love it.
Love it. Last but not least, the OG sponsor from day one, episode one, Miles Communications, hooking up the Grow Clinton podcast with wicked fast, high-speed internet so we can broadcast this podcast crisp, clear, and consistent over the airwaves of the World Wide Web. MilesTelephone.com. MilesTelephone.com, also offering television and telephone services. Great show today, Jenny.
I know it. We're getting the candidates in. I'd love to hear from them. This is for Clinton City Council.
Clinton City Council. There are 5 candidates competing, vying for 2 at-large seats. There is a contested Ward 3 with 2 candidates and an uncontested Ward 1.
Right.
So we have Angela LaCroix in the hizzy today to talk about her campaign for city council here in Clinton. One of the 5 candidates looking to secure a seat as an at-large council member here moving forward. Angela, thanks so much for joining us on the pod.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you, because this is very important to us. We work very closely, Grow Clinton does, with our city council, both in Comanche and Clinton. We collaborate very well together, but we want to make sure that those that sit behind that council table in those chambers understand the importance of that collaboration and partnership. So we got a list of questions here. We won't ask all of them, but we'll pluck out the ones that I think the best to get your opinion and your response on. And then we'll just kind of roll through and keep it pretty conversational. Cool?
Let's roll.
I will say real quick that we have extended the invitation to be a guest on the Grow Clinton podcast to all candidates.
Whoop.
Those that have taken advantage of it, good on you. Those that had not, well, we have a forum coming up on October 30th at City Hall. We'll be talking to the rest of you guys. So, you ready, Angela?
Ready.
Okay, the first question I want to ask you is regarding economic development. And the question's simple. What do you believe are the city of Clinton's most significant economic assets, and how would you leverage them to attract and retain new businesses?
So I think our river is a huge attraction. Being on the river and seeing that beauty is huge for any community. Like Jenny and I were talking earlier, I would love to see like Fifth Avenue and Main Avenue be like LaCroix and Galena. Like I think they're great little sections of areas that have a lot of traffic that could be good for something like that. So I think having those little areas and our river and our major industries are a huge economic attraction too. I mean, they keep this town rolling, and I think
one of the big reasons they're here is because of that river.
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I was
Great.
interested in, my daughter-in-law came to town. She's from Chicago, and she said to me, "Your downtown in here is huge." And I said, "Well, you know, and she said, "Well, it goes from Main Avenue all the way down to like 6th Avenue South." And I hadn't really looked at it like that before, you know? And so I think that's a great way to look at it. I like that you included Main Avenue with
Especially living in the
And
north
the
end,
Clinton.
I have to
shout it out. And it's a beautiful place to go.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So today, during our board meeting, we had a very good conversation regarding the importance of supporting entrepreneurs and small businesses. For a very long time, there was a laser-like focus on industrial. They call it smokestack chasing, which that is a huge component to what we do here at Grow Clinton. But we don't want to forget the economic impact made by those entrepreneurs and those early startups. So my question to you, Angela, is what role should the city of Clinton play in supporting small business startups, entrepreneurs, and our existing employers?
I would love to see more small businesses start up. Just the small businesses that are still here, like we were talking, Bogles
Right.
as a small business is still here.
Bobby and Boo, two of my favorite peeps.
Yep.
Small businesses is really, I think, what would draw our downtowns to be bustling again. And I think maybe having some incentives for those small businesses coming in, and they don't have to be huge incentives. I'm not talking like huge tax breaks or anything like that, but just some kind of incentive to draw those in. And I don't have the answer as to what incentives would work. But I think that's part of the reason why I'm running, is to try and get my age and younger people more involved in the community and maybe bring those ideas to the city and maybe help strengthen what we can do for small businesses.
Yeah, no, excellent. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do. I've witnessed it across the state in my travels. There's things out there. A lot of our incentives are tied to property tax, whether it be, an abatement or a rebate or offset costs for construction. But we don't have anything really at the ready just to support small business growth from a financial perspective for operating capital. So you need to buy some inventory. You need to maybe fix the flooring. You need to get it ready for customers to come in and really enjoy what you're offering, whether it be a product or a service. There's not a lot there, and we need to create more.
I like the idea of getting younger people to, you can sit and think that, well, we don't have any really young people in our
but
young
we
adults.
do.
We do though. And, hats off to Sarah Smith and on our staff who works with the Next Up group, which is young professionals. I think what you're saying is great, that maybe there could be a collaboration between the city and different organizations to make some kind of a construct so that they can get together and maybe talk about that.
And I feel like incentives aren't necessarily straight across the board for every small business that comes in. Each small business is going to have their own pushback as far as what they need to get that business started. So I'm not saying a flat straight across the board, this is the incentive we're issuing. I think it needs to be a case by case basis and kind of work with the small businesses that
Yeah.
are trying to start up.
We're working on something here at Grow Clinton. We have a program called Entre Fuel, and it's designed to power entrepreneurship. And I'm very excited here in the near future to announce a new collaboration we have with a new entity out of Cedar Rapids, and look for a press release. Okay, next question. What steps can the city take to strengthen partnerships with schools, nonprofits, and businesses to build a stronger sense of community?
I think really just getting out there, showing up, being present, just being involved in things that go on. I think sometimes we get busy and don't really join in on activities that we need to, and show that we do support and we are active in what we say needs to be the same as what we do.
Yeah.
And so I think really just getting out there and showing your face and being supportive is really going to help strengthen those relationships.
And saying that, Angela works for an employer who had a big event yesterday.
Oh, we had a huge event. We had Kicks for Kids for First Gateway Credit Union, where we gave all the kids in the Comanche Elementary School shoes.
I was there. I saw Pat Drennan really excited about his confetti cannon.
Oh,
Yes.
Almost too excited. And I asked if I could use it. And he said no. That's
Oh,
no.
jacked up.
I saw him at 5 a.m. on the news
Yes.
talking about that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, very cool. No, I agree. Sometimes just participating physically, being somewhere, speaks even louder volumes than you having to say something. I mean, when people
Right.
see you in the audience, they automatically believe that you're there to support them. And 9 times out of 10, that's true. And you're doing it for all the right reasons.
Right.
So you got to get out there. Okay, tourism plays a growing role in our local economy. Actually, substantial. Do you know tourism in the Iowa economy is over $1 billion last year of tourism?
Wow.
That's overnight
With
stays
a B.
with a B.
Mm-hmm.
What ideas, Angela, would you have if elected to city council to make Clinton a more attractive destination for visitors?
My big thing, and I think this goes back to what I said earlier, like I would love to see Fifth Avenue and Main Avenue be more like LaCroix and Galena. And you drive through those towns and the amount of people that are walking those streets and going, and they don't live there. I mean, they're coming from other places, I think would make a huge difference in our tourism, and to get them to see our town and see the river and see what we have to offer. But again, it's building those businesses and getting those attractions to get people here. I mean, our tailgate and tall boys and those kind of attractions are great in the big scheme of things, but I would love to see something that brings in tourism year round, not just a once a year or twice a year, but I
An
would
every
love
day.
to see,
Yeah.
I would love to see more people. I grew up here. I was born and raised here. So this is my home, and I would love to share my home with people, but we need to have those attractions to bring people, to want to bring people here.
Yeah. So this is a follow-up question to those comments, and it's specifically about tailgate and tall boys.
Okay.
If elected, you'll be sitting in that seat come the turn of the year, and you're going to get solicited by more than likely the mayor and Josh Eggers to continue a contract with USA Concerts and Peachtree to continue to bring in the Tailgate and Tall Boys Festival once a year. What has been your thoughts? I mean, have you put a lot of thought into what your response may be? Just to kind of tee it up a little bit. I mean, there's some things that need to change, obviously, but what do you think needs to be done to make sure that we can continue to have live music on our beautiful riverfront?
I think Tailgate and Tall Boys is a great attraction. Part of me wonders if we have more of a say in the entertainment that's brought here. I don't know, because I don't see the contracts. I don't understand, how that works at this point. But maybe having more of an array of music, different genres, maybe. Like I remember Riverboat Days back when it was huge, and we had different types of music to attract different types of people. I went last year. It was great. I had a great time. But I just wonder if there is an opportunity to maybe have more of a variety to bring in different types of people.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to speak for Josh Eggers and Mayor Madison, but I believe that's part of their transition plan is to structure a contract that allows for more local control. I do believe that the introduction of Shinedown
Yeah.
was a perfect example. They brought in a lot of people. They were not incredibly expensive, but people remember their music, appreciate that genre, and that's just proof that if you manage the budget correctly, you can bring in acts that'll put, I use this just kind of cheeks and seats, even though it's standing room only, but bring more people into the riverfront to experience a live music entertainment venue and enjoy themselves at a lesser cost.
And it's true that it brings in how do we measure what it brings into our community as
Right.
far as tourism dollars,
The economic impact is
Yeah.
really difficult. I mean, we do it here in our office. Again, it's not like chucking darts in the dark. It's somewhat of a scientific approach, but we don't have all the numbers to provide a very accurate economic impact. But just the hotels alone, I mean,
Right.
do well, and that generates more
And
motel
restaurants.
tax revenue and restaurants and gas stations, and yeah, it's just the economic impact's massive. But I'd be very interested to see what happens moving forward. Okay. Moving into housing and quality of life. How would you encourage private developers to invest in both new housing and the rehabilitation of existing properties?
I think the rehabilitation of existing properties should happen. That should be a priority. We have a lot of abandoned properties in this town. I understand that some of them can't be revamped. They're just too far gone, and I understand that. But how about using the existing land then, if that's the case? Just rebuilding what we've already had to start with before we go expanding, I think would be huge.
Good. Yeah, I mean, you can have beautiful homes constructed all around your community, but if you're not taking care of the center, in the middle part, it definitely speaks volumes when you bring somebody through for a tour or is new to the community and driving around themselves. So I agree with you. Let's try to figure out a way to improve our housing kind of from the inside out, and then organically additional development will come.
Where do you think is the spot that needs the most work? I mean, not in town, but what demographic do you think is in most need?
Oh,
Especially price point for
Price
houses.
point, yeah.
that's hard. Only because I think geographically in our town, it is so spread out all over our town. Places that need help. There's not just one area that needs more help than a specific other area. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint.
What is the price point that you would think would be the most helpful?
As far as what to spend to
Right.
revamp.
No, I
Or
would
just a-
think like what the purchase price of a home.
Right.
Because we see just in our office, you either have homes that are maybe unaffordable,
Oh, 100%.
or you have homes that are extremely affordable but require a lot of work. And then in the middle, there doesn't seem to be a lot of inventory.
Yeah, I think the midpoint line of properties is, I think they still need work too, but at a less severe rate. I don't know. That's hard.
Yeah. We always use the example, we'll just take Nestle Purina, for example. Like if their plant manager decides he's relocating or she's relocating to corporate in St. Louis, they're going to notify somebody else probably within like 6 to 8 months that they're going to be moving and taking over the Clinton plant. So that individual needs to make a educated housing decision, whether to lease, rent, buy, and then where they're going to live in less than a year. So they're going to come here and they're going to be looking for something that's move-in ready. And that's where I feel we missed the mark a little bit, because we have some, and now those individuals have a higher income and maybe can afford something a little bit nicer, a new build. But those
we really
people that
don't
are
have
looking,
midline.
yeah, those people
Right.
that are looking like, I'll say 175 to 250 range, there doesn't seem to be a very aggressive inventory available.
No, we either go from 50 to 400,000.
Yeah.
I really like your idea of at least if a property needs to be raised, at least using the land that it's on to
Oh,
build
absolutely,
something new.
because we have beautiful land here.
We do.
So if a property cannot be rehabilitated and has to be torn down, which happens, reuse that land.
And we have seen there are a couple
Mhm.
places here in town where that has happened, and
Mhm.
it looks really nice.
Yeah, the city's got an excellent program. If they demo a house, they offer the lot to the neighbor, and for like $1 or something like
Yeah.
that, if they're going to use it to build like a shed or
Mhm.
whatever, extend their property. So there's some good things happening. It's just economic development takes time. It is
It's
not
not
a
quick.
sprint. It is
Yeah.
a marathon indeed. Okay, next question. Angela, how will you measure success as a council member in advancing Clinton's economic and community growth?
If I could get the city council to be more involved in things that are happening around town, I think that would be success in itself. Just not to be a figurehead.
What would you like to see them involved in?
Anything. Anything that goes on, show up at a football game.
Yeah.
At Clinton High. Show up to like the Kicks for Kids that we just did yesterday. Any event that's going on, just be there. Just see what's going on. Be more involved in the community. And I don't know, we may have great community involvement from our city council. I don't personally see a lot of it, but it may be stuff that I don't see. But just to be at things throughout the year, just to show support, I think would be a huge success.
Yeah, good. Next question, and last question, if I'm looking at my timer correctly.
Uh-oh.
What do you see as the most critical opportunity for the city of Clinton over the next decade? And what steps would you take to ensure that we don't miss it?
Oh man. You got to grab the bull by the horns. You just really got to dive into see how to grow, how to bring those people in, how to help those small businesses start up and continue to grow. And I think the world is changing every minute, and I think that you really need to stay on top of trends and see what's going on in other communities and try to mirror some of that's working in other communities, and just really try to stay ahead of the game.
Yeah.
So what made you want to run for city council?
I think I'm at that age where I not only can be a voice, but I understand why I'm a voice. Before, I may not have understood all the political aspects of things that were happening, but now I want to know more truth about what's happening in our city and not just what somebody posts on Facebook or somebody writes in the Clinton Herald. I want to be more in the know of what really is going on and kind of help be that voice for people my age and younger to help get them involved and get their voice out there too.
Yeah. No, that's been one of my just criticisms, I'll say, since I moved here in 2012. And Jenny can attest to this, is we make a lot of decisions around board tables for the future of this community. And there's always a demographic that's missing.
Yes.
And that is the younger voice, because what we are deciding and we are putting into play is going to impact their lives greater than it is our own. So especially when it comes to school and activities and amenities and tourism, you know, we have a lot of people that they put in a tremendous amount of effort in their professional life. They earn a good living, they retire, and then they move away. And those should not be the decision makers. I mean, if that's your long-term goal, then your opinion is welcomed, but I want to see people around the table that are planning on making this home their forever home.
Absolutely.
And that's what's important to me. So I will say kudos to you. It takes a lot of courage to throw your name in the ballot. I did it back in 2013. It was a very similar circumstance. There were 5 candidates running for 2 at-large seats. It was myself, Jennifer Graff, Andrew Lutt, Tom Detterman, and Grant Wilkie.
Oh.
And I was scared because I was only in the community for about a year. Hindsight, Probably should have stepped on the brakes a little bit, just got more involved, but I've always been very passionate about community and economic development. Now it's my career. It's very rewarding. But just having your name show up on that ballot and just going out there and putting yard signs, you are not only taking a huge risk as an individual, but you are also exposing yourself to the public, and you were asked questions. You're asked to share your opinions, and everybody's going to be critical and write down what you're saying. You are no longer hidden behind a keyboard. And that's why whenever somebody puts their name on a ballot, I have a tremendous amount of respect for them, because it's easy to hide behind Facebook.
Well, and it's
share your
also
opinions.
a great thing it's a great thing to do for your community. And also, like Andy's saying, you got to be brave to put your name out there. But then when you win, there's more to come. I mean, that's a huge responsibility for people who are already working, already have lives. And, I appreciate your involvement.
Thank you.
All right.
And I'd like to give a shout out to my dear friend Amber Metzger.
There she is.
She's actually running for city council in Lowmore.
Very
Hi,
cool.
Amber.
Nice. Thank you for watching, Amber. Very familiar with Amber.
Oh, yeah.
Former city council member in Comanche as well. So thank you for tuning in. I'll give you about 60 seconds if you want to make a quick pitch on why we should vote for you on November 4th.
Because I'm awesome. I mean, that's really all you need to know.
Don't steal my tag.
No, I think it's just, I think we need some new ideas and new spark in our city. And again, I'm just hoping to get, my age and younger, those people to have somebody to be a voice for them and get them more involved and see what we can do to change that.
All right. Thank you so much. That was Angela LaCroix, candidate for an at-large seat for Clinton City Council, one of 5 competing for 2 seats. Make sure you go out and vote. If you're a traditionalist like I am, November 4th, you go out on election day, get your sticker. If you like to vote early, you can go up to the county auditor's office, 1900 North 3rd Street here in Clinton, and cast your ballot that way. So,
and if you'll be like me and in Jamaica for the election, make sure you vote now.
Yeah, make sure you vote now. That's good. Good pitch. Jenny, what do you got going on the rest of the week?
Oh, geez. I have a lot of, right now I'm doing my thank you notes. So that takes a little bit of time.
Jenny does all the thank you notes because my penmanship is garbage. And Matt Parms in our office is even worse. His look like, I don't even know what they look like.
Squiggles.
Yeah, I don't even know if I think he puts the pen in his mouth and he writes that way.
Toes.
He signs things. I'm like, I don't even know what this is, dude. But thank you for doing that. You have amazing penmanship.
Ah, thanks. I appreciate that. I'm doing that. And if anybody doesn't know what that is, that's I send a note to everybody who renews their membership for Grow Clinton and tell them thank you and kind of what we're up to right now. And I love doing it. And then I also have some visits I have to do, which I love, and some retention visits, just stopping in to say hi, which I love. I love doing that. So.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. My name, Andy Sokolovich. As always, take care. Stay classy. We'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Thank you for listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Be sure to subscribe. Follow us on all your socials. Until next time, see ya.